Okay, happy May Day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the man in the black mask, and I have another story to share with you. This is an article from Tuesday from the New York Post, okay? I just want to show it to you, okay, so you don't think I'm making this up. Okay, just want you to see the headline and don't judge me. See that? Inmates start trash fire at Rikers Island, injuring 12. Of course, this is what happens when you're locked up under the Bill de Blasio administration, because let me tell you something. The way Bill de Blasio got the jail set up is the way you don't want to go back. If you was locked up under Giuliani or Bloomberg, it'd be a different story. But when you're locked up under Blasio, you can expect the worst. Okay. A dozen people were injured at Rikers Island after inmates set trash fire in the jail, authorities said Tuesday. Yes, this was Tuesday, April 27th, okay? I didn't get this until now, but I wish I got it sooner. Hey, better late than never. The blaze broke out around 11:45 a.m. Monday at the Anna M. Cross Center, according to an FDNY spokesman. Sources with the city Department of Corrections said the fire was started by two inmates with an unknown accelerant and a mattress in the trash area. Wow. One of the guards tried to stop the blaze, but photos show the fire burned through much of the room. Wow, the sources said. The fire was under control by 12:35 p.m., according to the FDNY. 6 people were transported to the hospital for minor injuries. 3 others were treated on scene, and the remaining 3 declined medical treatment, the spokesman said. Haha, lucky them. A source blamed the blaze on the lockup for being short-staffed. The DOC did not respond to comment. Now, I got a lot to say on this, okay, because now the jail, as you see, has gotten worse, especially with this pandemic, with the coronavirus and everything else. But I'll tell you, this Rikers violence happened way before the pandemic. And once the pandemic hit, it got worse, and all the inmates started losing their minds and what have you. They don't know how to act no more. And let me tell you something. If I was locked up on Rikers Island and have to go through all that bullshit, guess what? You can expect my head to be turned inside out. Because now, as each day I struggle with, that place and the fucking idiots that are locked up with me, of course I'm going to lose my head. And I might do something, possibly catch charges or whatever. So if you was ever locked up or institutionalized, then chances are you're going to probably expect to be put in survival mode. Because if the problem ain't the guards, it's definitely the inmates. They set up for us to get in trouble, just like they put contraband inside themselves and then frame us for it. But I'll tell you, once de Blasio leaves office, man, hopefully the jails will close. I also want to see some improvements done to the jails, too, whether de Blasio takes office or not. Even though he's leaving, I still want better treatment for inmates, because I knew some people that was locked up that didn't get treated properly. So, yes, this is very concerning to me. I know some of you have been to Rikers, or some of you might have friends and family that have been to Rikers. And of course, this is going to trigger PTSD in some of you and the others that are affected by just being locked up. So, yeah, I feel you. Something needs to change. I mean, that, bail reform thing is not enough, okay? I want some improvements done to these jails and those prisons so that each inmate would have no problem doing his or her time and never, ever have to worry about getting in trouble. Because that's how Rikers is designed, for you to get in trouble when you're in a jail like that. And think about it, the guards, they have everything set up like gladiator school, just like, the inmates, who are gang members. And it's also worth noting that nearly all of those gangs are controlled by the guards. They let the whole shit go down in there, just let some of these inmates do whatever they want. Especially at the Otis Bantam Correctional Center, which is also known as Only Bloods Can Call. Something like that. Because I heard and read stuff about the Otis Bantam Correctional Center. I'm like, god damn, must be a war zone down there. I think those inmates set the fire because of them being tired of being treated like shit all the time. Because you can tell some of these inmates were abused. Not just before they went to jail, but also during their stay at Rikers. So of course, you're not going to expect these inmates to act normally, because they're not. That's not to say, okay, they have a right to act bad up in there. They don't. But I'm just saying, you never know what that person is going through that kind of like sets him or her over the edge. Well, from the looks of it, we're still on the edge because of this pandemic. Though some of us have yet to get vaccinated, but still, we're still going to be on the edge. And I'm going to tell you this: don't expect the world to be as it was, prior to this crisis, because it's not. In fact, this world will be different, but in a bad way. Even though this pandemic may be half over, but still, things ain't going to be the same again after this, especially these businesses that are going to reopen and everything else. Some may never reopen. However, this world is still going to be different and not the same, especially when we go into 2019 mode when the virus hadn't come full circle yet and violence was at an all-time low. And yeah, street violence is another problem too, which is why these jails were getting tapped. Everybody's losing their heads. I mean, what do you expect? This is the pandemic. I mean, no excuse, but still, all of our patience is running low. And I get why these inmates act out, even though they may be wrong, which is why I want reform and criminal justice, so that a lot of us don't have to be stuck in jail all the time. This no bail thing is not enough. I also want fair treatment for those that can't get out of jail. I just want these guards to leave these guys the fuck alone. You saw they've been through enough. Why would you want to set them up for work? Why would you give them an excuse to fuck you up or even kill you? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, really. Something needs to change. Anyway, thank you for listening to the Man in the Black Mask. And don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a question underneath the stream. And tell me what you think about what happened at Rikers, other than it's a war zone. So until then, good luck, be well, and have a good day. Thank you for your service.